This week on the show, we take you for a ride, quite literally, from the sand dunes of Manwar to the Rainforest Challenge in Goa to trafficking and off-roading group in Gurgaon. Stay tuned for an adrenaline-pumping episode of CNB Bazaar Buzz.
This week on CNB Bazaar Buzz, we are going a bit crazy and having some fun with the off-roading mania that's gripped the country. We'll tell you what it takes to be an off-roader and what fun this sport can really be. This incline is the first challenge that we're going to see today, so let's go have some fun.
The spirit of adventure mixed with a dash of madness. That's how people generally term off-roading. As it can be quite extreme, and unlike other motorsports, there is usually no set track or safety barriers. This is a complete out-in-the-wild activity that tests your instincts and vehicle control on challenging terrains. These include sand, snow, rocks or ruts, slushy or wet terrain, and sometimes even river crossings. Clearly no space for daredevilry here, but the adrenaline kick is 100% guaranteed. To understand what this extreme sport is all about, we are with the Terrain Tigers, a popular off-roading group in Gurgaon. Started by two motorsport enthusiasts over 2 years back, NEELOY, SARKAR and Sanjeev Singh, the group has now over 3,000 members, of which 60 to 70 off-road regularly. Almost every weekend, these off-roaders catch up and, needless to say, kick up a lot of dirt.
So you guys are part of the Terrain Tigers group that's big on off-roading here in Gurgaon. Take us through how you guys came together and started bringing this concept to people who possibly didn't know much about off-roading.
So Terrain Tigers as a concept started around 2 years ago, and there were a couple of off-roaders. We would just get together and we would keep on coming to the hinterlands of Gurgaon and would come and off-road there. And then we realized that a lot of people who would see us and they would keep on stopping us and asking, what's this all about? And we would educate them and tell them that, you know what, we get together every weekend, we go out and all, and then they said, why don't you popularize it? And that's when we formed the Facebook page. We got a common forum so that people could come together and we could meet up and we could do these things together.
Mayank, in terms of off-roading as a concept in India, it's really increasing now, and the awareness levels and the interest levels are really building up. What does it take to be an serious off-roader? Because you have a lot of people interested in it but really don't know how to go about doing it. I mean, what would your advice be?
Basically, first we need a 4x4 vehicle. Then we need a group.
Okay.
Lots of people who know about the off-roading, the various techniques, who can guide you.
Better to actually pick up a second-hand vehicle, a 4x4, and try it out and then possibly invest in something on your own?
Yeah, basically to learn, it's advisable to better get a second-hand vehicle.
Yes, the best thing would be that you pick up a second-hand vehicle first, and then
you modify it.
Come and practice on it, and then you start modifying it and keep on modifying it, and you understand your driving style, and then accordingly you do it up. And then
the main features, basically the safety features are required in that. Either it's a new vehicle or a second-hand vehicle.
In the sand, vertical drops can be quite exciting but equally challenging. Keep a few things in mind while off-roading in the sand. Traction on the sand can be an issue, and off-roaders deflate the air pressure to get more grip as the tire spreads a bit more. Also, keep the momentum steady, as it is the best way you can get out of soft sand, and don't try to slow down. And if you do get stuck in the sand, don't panic and keep revving and dig yourself deep. Just turn the wheel left and right to get better traction, and sometimes even reversing out might be a good option. So go on with your instincts, but don't be heroic. Calling for rescue is also an important off-roading skill to have.
So as you can see, the Terrain Tigers are having a lot of fun. They're trying to get over this sand summit here. Lots of trouble getting over this, and sand off-roading is considered one of the more extreme forms of off-roading. And where better than the sand dunes of Rajasthan, where you can get lots and lots of tall dunes like these, and we visited one of them in Jodhpur. Have a look at this.
Adventure gets addictive, and off-roading, well, is an overshoot which is equally addictive. The Great Indian Thar Desert is magnificent in every sense. But the dunes act as a perfect off-roading track too. A competent gypsy is your ally as you play Explorer.
So now what's different about this off-roading experience? Well, we have been to Great Escapes, we have been to Rainforest Challenges, but this is truly off-roading experience in terms of there is no track, there is no built track. The sound dunes are the track and you fetch your own way.
The desert is a beautiful place to be in. The experience of off-roading in the sand dunes is one of its kind. There are huge dunes to climb and some breathtaking descents. It is truly an adventurous experience that you wouldn't want to miss out. And it's not just the power in your car or the dune bashing that you indulge in. It's much more than that. The car with us is our very own Maruti Suzuki Gypsy, and believe me, it's a stock car. No extra modifications, no changes in the engine, and some few minor changes for your safety. But when you're desert off-roading, make sure you follow these pointers and are ever ready. So now you may ask why this is not on CNB but on Bazaar Buzz. Here is the answer. This off-roading experience can be done by anyone. Yes, even if you have done no off-roading before. Meet Overlander India. Overlander India, owned by Ajit and Udit, is a firm that allows you these off-roading getaways. This 4-year-old firm gives you many such options and customization for your choice. From setting up a tent in the desert to fantastic stay in resorts, everything can be done. So yes, it was a fun experience here in the dunes of Manwar, and Overlander India is surely something one should try out. Back at the Terrain Tigers off-roading camp, there was some serious sand bashing going on, and the machines looked like they were having more fun than their drivers. Many off-roaders swear by the trusted Maruti Gypsy to be an ideal machine not just to tackle any terrain, but it is cheap to maintain and easy to customize. The popular SUVs in the off-roading community include the old generation Jeeps like the Willys, Mahindra Thars and Scorpios. Experts suggest if you are off-roading just a couple of times a month Maintenance can vary from an average of 2,000 rupees to 5,000 rupees per month. And if you're just starting out as an off-roader, try and find one of these in the second-hand market. Price ranges from around 1.5 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees, depending on the model, and of course you will need to modify and customize it to be off-road ready.
You know, the Thar is one of the more popular off-roading machines, but there's been a lot of work done on this. Can you take us through in terms of how this is off-road ready now?
So one of the first things, Bala, that we start with is the tires. If you notice, the tires are different. These are mud-terrain tires. These give you better traction. You can actually, get better traction when you're off-road. Okay. That's one of the most important things. Secondly, if you notice, this vehicle has a snorkel. Yep. The snorkel helps you in deep water fording, or if you're getting into slush, that helps you. Thirdly, this vehicle has got a winch. It's a self-rescue mechanism, it's like if you ever get stuck, this is the thing that will help you pull out and, get yourself rescued. Sure. And then obviously there is a roll cage as well. In the off-road there is a tendency that, you might topple over or something like that. This is what saves you. This is what saves your life. Okay. So these are the few important things that are there in this vehicle.
But the true test for all machines and off-roaders is the Rainforest Challenge that took place in Goa recently. This is considered the mother of all extreme off-roading events and does separate the men from the boys.
Among the top 10 toughest challenges in the world for both man and machine, the Rainforest Off-Roading Challenge has finally come to India. Started in 1997 in the jungles of Malaysia, this extreme off-roading event is now held in different parts across the world. Given the surge of interest in off-roading in India, the first edition of this challenge held in Goa saw no lack of participation or excitement. Staged at different locations around Goa, the track covered about 230 kilometers from the south to the northern part of the state and then back to the base. There were over 25 participants with their heavily customized machines, including the Maruti Suzuki Gypsy, the Mahindra Thar, Nissan Jonga, Land Rover Defender and the Force Gurkha. The off-roading was intense for both man and machine as they navigated extreme terrains, handling steep slopes, going through the slush and water, and even driving on huge pipes. The first edition of the Rainforest Challenge in India did not disappoint with some exhilarating off-roading on display, and so it's safe to say the organizers will be looking to bring it back next year.
Speaking of dominating off-roaders, here is what we found when we stepped inside the Freelander from the Land Rover family. Sand bashing suddenly seemed like sand gliding, and off-roading didn't seem that much of a challenge anymore. It was all peace and quiet inside the cabin as the Freelander went about doing what it does best. Coming up on Bazaar Buzz, we bring you the challenges of off-roading in the monsoon